Hello and welcome back to Raising the Robins with Carshalton Athletic, and we're here today for today's episode on the Omar Koroma screen. And as you can see, the goals are still flowing, 31 in 39, which is absolutely ridiculous. 13 assists. Now the problem we've got is his contract runs out at the end of the season, and he just is not interested at the moment in renewing. Now I was talking this year about consolidation, getting stronger, ready to have a good push on next year. I don't know if we can do that if we lose him. At the moment, no one's interested in him. He's 29 years old, so that could be a part of it. He's got 2 caps for Gambia. I don't know where he's played before. It's all been in England, so it's been Watford, Southampton, Hawks in Gambia. He went back to randomly, and then back over to Portsmouth, and then slowly slid down the Iceland First Division, and then back to Wealdstone with the Wealdstone Raider, and then back to Dulwich again. Yeah, we got a lot of players from Dulwich. It seems. I mean, it's not too far a place away from Carshalton, really. I guess my train, if I get the slow one, goes through it. But yeah, it's going to be a big loss if we lose him. We've tied a few others down, so it's mostly him we're just sort of waiting on now. So if we can get a bit more, his problem is that he doesn't feel we're going to be able to match his salary now. He's going to be taking a hit in pay, which is probably not completely unrealistic. We did finally get a director of football in as well. He wasn't amazing, but we suddenly randomly, from those 2 that I mentioned in the last episode that we kept getting over and over again, suddenly like 9 or 10 appeared. So we picked the best one out of them, a Welsh guy, I can't remember his name. But we've got him, he can't get Koroma to sign either. So last time out we had Dorking. Today we've gone, I'll let you in a little secret that's going to be revealed any minute anyway. We have skipped right to the very end of the last game of the season. Yeah, it kind of, the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. To a degree, we've still had a fantastic season, but they have, to a degree, fallen off. So last time we had Dorking. Where's Dorking? Dorking here. So we lost 1-0 in that game. We then followed that up with a 2-0 win against Potter's Bar. Back to form, so it seemed. They were down the bottom, so it wasn't completely unexpected. Cabot and Koroma getting the goals in this one. Yeah, not much more to say. I'm going to whack the match stats on just so we can have a quick gander at those. Easy win, comfortable. We're going to fly through these games well, because this point at which I did in the last video, it was like 17 minutes long. So we'll try and cut that down a little bit today. Brightling Sea, another win, 2-0 again against the team down the bottom. They did get a man sent off late on, but it wasn't really a bearing on the game. They had 1 shot on target, didn't score any goals. We had 5 out of 9. Kaboa and Hayter getting the goals. Koroma so far not in the goals, but believe me, they do come back. We then had Burgess Hill Town, which was a 1-1 draw away. Again, I think they were more around us, I think. But it was a very disappointing draw against a team we should have been beating, particularly on the balance of the game. Dominated the possession, dominated the shots. We limited them to nothing really. They scored in the stroke at half time. We scored straight after. That man Koroma, man of the match as well. And yeah, it was just a bit disappointing to come away with only a draw there. We then faced White Hawk at home. Very boring 0-0 draw. Not really much to say. It was about this stage as well where we signed. Actually, is that right? Has it skipped back to the top? I've not got this written in my notes. Randomly, White Hawk. I've gone straight to AFC Hornchurch. But we did miss a penalty in this game, and it was around this time, like I was just saying, we signed a 1-year contract for us to remain as manager for 1 more year. They wouldn't give me 2 just yet. I guess it being a part-time club, that sort of thing. They're not signing up for the long term, just to avoid the payouts in case they have to sack me at some point. Yes, a 0-0 draw in this game. 25 shots, 14 on target. We just couldn't breach them. I'm surprised their 1 shot on target wasn't a goal, because we've seen that a few times this season. But yeah, don't know how we didn't win this game. Very disappointing draw. And it is this point we started slipping down from, I think, 6th we ended the last episode on, down to about like 8th or 9th. It's very tight up in those positions. We then come to the AFC Hornchurch game, and yeah, Adams opened the scoring very early on with a 20-yarder. Proposed got it from a corner. It wasn't a header, it dropped to him in the box and he just put it away. And then like 3 minutes later, Tom O'Connor made it 3-0. Cruising, right? No, not quite. Just before half time they grabbed 2 goals, but it would end that way, and it was, on reflection, a fair game, and we should have really been a better, more comfortable win. But we've got one of the stats as being one of the best attacking teams in the league at the moment, but it is just this at the back where we're a bit concerning. So it's maybe an area we need to look at next year, if as well we don't need to replace Koroma. Then we started getting to the teams at the top, and the next game was Bognor Regis, who I think were top or second at the time. We went 1-0 down, 2-0 down. Bradley left Bridge. It's 52 and 75 in the second half, and we lost 2-0. probably justified. They absolutely pounded us in this game. We didn't really create anything. They had a lot of shots. We had the possession but yeah, fair result really. And then Kingstonian, who were, I think at some point had also jumped back up to top of the league or second in the league, something like that. We went 1-0 down in this game, but obviously, no, I think they were top, but this result changed all that. So we went 1-0 down. Karoma equalised before Hayter made it 2-1 and 3-1, getting a couple of goals, which boosted confidence. We then did concede a sort of a late own goal from David King. He's got a couple of those this season, unfortunately. And the difference we made in this game is we took a bit of advice from our assistant manager. We played cautious, and it worked to a degree. I mean, we got a great bounce back. They were like a result because they were top, like I said. And yeah, we kept on scoring on cautious, but the goals didn't stop going in the other end. So that's something that, like I say, needs to be addressed. And then to carry on the shocking run of form, it was a 3-1 loss to Worthing, and I mean, this was a square pitch. Was it like a hockey pitch or something? Absolutely shocking. We went 1-0 down, 2-0 down, 3-0 down with a penalty before Karoma sort of grabbed one back 3 minutes later after that penalty. Very even game really, and I don't know how we lost and how we lost so badly. A draw was probably fair in this game. We actually had most of the highlights. It probably should have been a win, but everything just seemed to end up going in that they had. And I mean, they took their chances and probably used more to playing on that square pitch. Back to winning ways again against Harlow Town, 4-2 win. Luke Delaney and James Hayter opened the scoring before Delaney got his second goal. Karoma did add a fourth. I think we were 4-0 up in this game, we were. And then late on, with half an hour to go, they got one back. And then literally in added on time, they grabbed a second back to make it look a bit more reasonable a result than it did actually look played out for them. We were all over them, and 4-2 is actually harsh on us. It should have been a much bigger scoreline. Despite the stats looking fairly even, we absolutely dominated this game. Now this is the cruncher. This is the painful one. Bottom team, woeful form. We've drawn 3-3. We went 1-0 down as well inside 10 minutes, and I was like, oh no, please, not again. We do seem to struggle, it seems, against the teams. I mean, not all of them, not always, but we seem to do not so great against some of the teams at the bottom. We did get a quick fire double from Karoma to put us 2-1 up, and at that point I thought, here we go, back to normal. This is us cruising. Nope, they grab a pretty swift equaliser to go 2-2. Karoma got a penalty in 40 minutes to make his hat-trick, but then just after half-time they made it 3-3, and from that point we just couldn't break through. They actually started having a bit more of the game. We deserved to win, but the last 20-30 minutes of this game was very, very tense, and I thought we were going to lose it and get robbed, get FM'd again, but fortunately not. We got the draw, but it was still a disappointing result. That was a result that kept us in touch with the playoffs if we'd have won. And if that damaged it, this sealed it. A 2-1 loss at home to Leatherhead. I think that got them their playoff spot confirmed. I think they were still challenging for the title at that point as well. They might even... the league has been decided, so we'll have a look at that in a second. But we went 1-0 down, 2-0 down very early on. We brought on Gerson Santos for Karoma, who was just having a bit of a shocker, really. And he got a goal for the bench. Again, the stats make it look closer than it was, but we should have been absolutely battered in this game. We just weren't at the races, and I don't remember having that many shots. I mean, it was about 40 minutes before we had our first shot in the game, so that tells a story of its own. So that brings us to today. Like I say, we've got Bishops Stortford, last game of the season. We're just going to do the one episode just to keep the episode a bit shorter. We'll have a look at the league. So champions are Bognor Regis. They're 4 points clear of Kingstonian, can't be caught, and the playoff places are all secure. We end up finishing 12 points behind Folkestone in the end. Not great, but considering we're a newly promoted team, we were expected to sort of battle relegation. That's not such a bad thing. And if we can keep hold of some of the better players we've got next season, Karoma being one of them, and sort of pad out the squad around them, maybe make a few improvements, separate some of the wheat from the chaff and get some of those out of the club, maybe the ones who are moaning they're not playing and don't want to be here, then we can have a bit of a push next season. But it's still, we need to finish sixth. The higher position gets the more prize money, but it's still so tight. We can still drop as low as ninth, I think, if results go against us, and particularly in our game. And Bishops Stortford are actually one who are vying to not get above us. They can't, but they can jump up a little bit. But as you can see, we've got plus 11 goal difference at the moment. Not terrible. We're 2 results away from having the most record draws in a season for Carshalton. Not quite sure why we'd be chasing that record like it kept saying in the news story, but we are apparently. Goals, we're not really. I thought Chrome would be there, but I mean they've pulled away and got. We're on 31, I think, isn't he? 32, 34 and 35. Have a good result today and a few dropouts here. We could look at maybe some pushing from him to sort of maybe third. Not much more than that, I wouldn't have thought. But we'll jump to the squad screen now. In fact, we won't. We'll jump straight to kick off because it's exactly the same squad as the last couple of episodes. Because no one's injured. We had a little bit of an injury to Delaney at one point, but he's back. As you can see, yeah, everyone's still good. I don't think anything else has changed. We did try Bobby Price in it instead of Mendy. Didn't really work. We're being told to put him back in again now. So we'll jump into the game, I guess. So they're going for a 4-2-3-1. Not going to comment on their players because a couple of them I can't pronounce, and not one of them do I know. I mean, to be fair, in our team, apart from the fact that I'm a bit fairly familiar with Carshalton from seeing them play, James Hayter is the main name that sticks out. The green has dried up completely. The morale's sort of fading in the team. We do sort of salvage it a little bit at this stage sometimes, and we seem to have done that okay today. So we kick off here, going right to left in our red kit. Koroma drops it back. It's knocked around nicely, and it's a ball straight over the top for Koroma, but he's not going to get there. And we're getting into half time now, and there has been literally 0 highlights. We dropped down to 7th right at this point. Someone must be winning. I don't know who. Yeah, not great. We've had a lot of shots. Haven't seen any highlights. Haven't seen any of them. We've had a lot of possession. Not really seen anything of it. So we're going to get into the team. We're going to probably have to get in. It's saying give them a morale boost. I kind of want to dig them out a little bit. So we're going to go assertive. And it's kind of working. Yeah, that'll do. We're going to go into the tactics. We're going to do what we said we do sometimes. We're going to change to a slightly higher line. We're going to get stuck in because it's what the assistant seems to want us to do. He wants also the goalkeeper to take long kicks. So we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. And we'll also go a bit more attacking. We've got the domination. We've got the ascendancy of this game. We need to just make it count and push it on. As they kick off here, Jay Cartwright at the back there from in between us. He doesn't complete it, mate. And it's a goal kick for Bishops Stortford. We do manage to win the head-on, though. Head-on? Don't know what I'm saying. Kind of a mix between header and knock-on, I guess. Adams gets the ball here. He finds it well for Delaney, who's probably been, apart from Koroma, probably up there with our player of the season. But it's cleared away. Can we get the loose ball? Popo does, I think, get in there, but it's... Oh, they're countering in behind. This is how we always concede. And there we go. This is what we just can't seem to obliterate anymore. These stupid mistakes at the back. And where we're dominating games, I don't know if the players have just switched off because the playoffs had gone and it was just looking out of reach. But we're dominating the game and they're scoring with their 1-2 shots. It's ridiculous. Definitely something we need to look at next season for sure. Popo drops down to Delaney. He makes amends for us, gets us straight back on level terms. Like I said, well, it's, you know, foregone conclusion that Koroma is going to get player of the season. He's going to be number 2, Delaney, without a shadow of a doubt. He covers the most distance. He gets lots of assists, grabs up good number of goals as well. He's a vital player and he's actually one of the ones we signed down to a new contract. But it's another Bishops Stortford highlight. Can we nick the ball? No, we're just going to... Oh, we do eventually. It looked like we're going to let them just have it away. Well, we clear it, but to no one but them, really. But we're penning them back a little bit. If Hayter got a little bit close to his man there, we would have had a chance at the loose ball. But we do finally. King, further forward than he should be. Drop it out to Delaney. That's it. And just whip the ball in like you do very well. Hayter's there. Oh, it's put across. King. David King has scored a goal. Now, I don't know which one that is, if that's the right back or the centre back. We've got 2 D Kings just to make things... I think it's the right back. I think it's the older one who's come from the right hand side, but he's found himself in the box. Hayters takes it down nicely, finds Mendy, and he just pops up on the edge of the 6-yard box and just bangs it across. Now, decisions. We're obviously going to come off attacking. I think we're going to go cautious. We are going to... I mean, it's risky, but I think we're going to... Out of position, I think we're going to drop back to normal. We're not going to push the higher up. And we're going to drop the defensive line a little bit lower. In fact, we'll push the line of engagement a little bit higher because it's dropped back a little bit with that. We are going to use tighter marking. And we're going to stay on feet. We're going to try and keep the ball. Obviously, we want to take short kicks. Just keep the ball. We're going to distribute to centre backs and full backs. And in possession, we're going to waste time a bit more. Play for set pieces. Be more disciplined. Chuck it on. I mean, we've got this on here. What was... I don't know why we need distribute to centre backs on twice. Play out of defence. I mean, that covers it all. So we'll... That's in here twice. I don't know why that says on as an instruction twice. To be honest, I guess one's more directly for the goal. Well, they're both for the goalkeeper, aren't they? Really, very strange. But Mendy has a free kick. He's very good at these, and he's found it, and that seals the game. That should be us up in 6th as it stands on goal difference. I don't think... No, that's where we started the game. We can't be overtaken unless there's a massive goal swing in one of the games and Worthing win like 10-0 or something. So I think they're on a -4 goal difference, I think. But that should be the game. And this should be just the end of game highlight now. Seeing out the season. Anytime you want referee, don't give them another goal. That'll do. Scott claims. I think he's on loan from Yeovil. There's talk in the press that we're trying to sign him. I wouldn't mind. He's not a bad goalkeeper. If we can get better, that'd be great. But I don't think we can. They were very quiet about a deal happening, so I don't think it's going to happen unless he goes on loan again. We might be able to loan him perhaps next season again. He's better than the goalkeeper we've got at the moment for sure anyway. And yeah, that's the end of the game. That's the end of the season. I mean, it's been a very good season, all things considered in the end. Considering how it started and obviously being a newly promoted team, what we're expected to do. To finish 6th, just outside the playoffs, okay, points-wise, we finished quite a way off. I did call it in one of the earlier episodes and just say I didn't think we'd have enough to go up this season. I thought we'd drop off, tail off. Even if we got into the playoffs, I don't think we were quite there yet. One more year for some of these younger players and, you know, a bit more investment and a bit more strength in the squad if we can get that. But we finished, what's that, 9 points off Folkestone in the end. Not too bad. Worthing dropped down back to 8th. They must have... Did they draw in the end or something? Or maybe just Enfield won as well. Enfield won, so that must be it, I guess. Worthing, they drew in the end to Merstham, who were just below them. So yeah, interesting season. So we're going to see Lewis, Pottersbar and Wingate and Finchley are going to go down. What we'll do, have a quick look and see how the tables around are... how they're looking. So we go to the overview. So I don't think we can see below, because I don't think I put the below ones on. Yes, I did. The Bostik Northern, well, it was the Southern we want. No, is it? No, it's kind of a bit of both, isn't it? So Kettering are coming up, then there's the playoffs. King's Lynn, Hales Owen, Tamworth and Stourbridge in the Southern. Not many Southern teams. Anyone here I know? Like, as in I've been to St Neots, I've been to. My uncle lives up there. Lowestoft, a guy I went uni with, he lived there. He used to talk about going to them every now and then. Bostik Northern, so we've got Warrington, then Stalybridge Celtic, Whitby Town, Farsley Celtic and Gainsborough Trinity are the teams battling out there. So I think these 4 and the other 4 go into some sort of playoff, and I think that's what happens. I'm not too sure. I don't know why I've gone back. I didn't want to do that. And then who's going to be dropping into our division next season? Vanarama National League South, of course it's the split. So we've got Slough, Truro and East Thurrock from the south coming down. And from the north, Altrincham FC United, okay, interesting, and Curzon Ashton. I don't know how that splits, because I don't think 6 are coming into our league. I don't exactly know how it works. We'll find out next season, I guess. So what we're going to do, yes, this is, I'm obviously off next week, so that's why I've recorded these 3 in advance. This is the Thursday of last week, so this is now going to give me time to go through the off season, try and get some recruitment going, try and get some wage money going as well, because we're a little bit poor, a little bit struggling for money and finance, etc. So we can see if we can do that. So if you enjoyed this episode, enjoyed this season and enjoying this series so far, please do drop a like below. If you're new to the channel and this is your first video, drop a sub to it. There's a playlist as well in the description. Please go and catch up from the start if you want to do that. And I know I always do. If I find a series I always like to go back to the start and catch up with the story, find out what's going on, from the start. Any comments as well you've got to make, drop them below. All good on here or on Twitter. Always there, ready to answer. So until next episode, which will for me be quite a way away, but just a couple of days for you. I'll see you later. Take care.